in this video, we'll show you exactly how to take inspired action so that you're really able to follow through with what you want to do, and also so that you're able to enjoy the process. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the secrets when it comes to amplifying the emotion within you so that you actually enjoy taking action. Now this is something that's sometimes debated on my channel because when it comes to the power of action, a lot of people think that action isn't really that necessary. And I'd say that when it comes to it, first off, in my own experience, I found that action is a very important part of the process. I started taking massive action back in February. I think a lot of you know the story. I took a lot of action with creating videos. I went from one video a week to taking daily videos and just putting all my energy into creating and doing what I'm doing now. And I pretty much turned my side hustle into my full-time job. And I had the intention of doing that. It was something that I began to feel so much passion for. And what I want to share with you is that anytime you really start to take action, over time, and if it's something that you are passionate about, you will start to feel inspired anyways. But how can you actually decide and infuse that inspired type feeling into the process consciously if you don't feel it already? Well, that's what this video will be about. Now, this is about being aware that what we must do before we take action is have a stronger vision for the outcomes we have or what we want to experience. So something that very much pulled me in the direction of taking massive action was a certain vision that I had. I had this experience of where I was deciding, what do I want to experience in a year? What could I do every single day that in a year from now would dramatically change my life? This is what I thought back in February. And what I did is I had this very strong vision, or this strong visualization of me being able to travel, being able to help people, having a big audience that I could share these ideas with. And I had that vision, and I knew that if I created a video a day, that would eventually pop and bring me closer to that goal. So that was something that drove me. That's something that I could very feel because I was so connected to seeing that. Now, what I then did is I decided to align my emotion up to what I was doing by associating so much pleasure with taking action. This is the other part of the process. You can associate pleasure with taking action and you will like to take action. Such a simple fix, but understand that anything we associate with pleasure, we will want to do more of. Anything that we associate pain with, we will want to move away from. Most people associate action with taking and having pain in their life. They associate action with something they don't enjoy. Therefore, when it comes to the process, they don't actually move forward with doing what they want because they have that negative association in their mind. You can decide right now that you are going to take action, and if you choose that you can enjoy the process, if you start to associate pleasure with it, you will start to enjoy it more and it will become inspired. Now, when it comes to this process, I've explained this before, but normally there's two trains of thoughts. There's you take massive action and you get what you want, or you line up your emotion and it's not so much about the action. There's a bridge that connects these two. That bridge is called inspired action because the inspired part of it is the emotion that you feel, and then the action, of course, is what it is. But the idea is that what we can learn to do is to feel more inspired by lining up the energy and emotion before we take action by changing our own state of being. Now, the easiest way to do this is to understand that our physiology, that the way we are showing up in the world is affecting the way that we feel. So if when we want to do something, we're kind of slunched over, we're looking down, our voice isn't very powerful, it's more monotonous, we'll find that we don't feel very passionate about what we're doing. But if we decide that we're going to change our physiology, we will start to feel more confident, we will start to see and elevate our own state of being, and then we're making it much more likely that we will feel that passion for what we are doing. Now understand that at the same time, the more you do anything, the more you practice something, the more you associate pleasure with it, the more you will enjoy it. Now, I enjoyed taking action and making videos, but doing it every day, especially when I had a full-time job, wasn't easy because I was literally putting all my time into creating content or going to a job that I didn't really care for. Now, what I learned to do though is that the more I created videos, the more I got more natural at it and the more then I end up enjoying it. So remember that if you decide to do something, you may enjoy it at first, but not 100%. The more you do it, the better you get, the more your creativity comes out, the more you start to really value it. So realize that when it comes to inspired action, it means lining up the energy before you do it by feeling the state of being that you prefer, generating the emotion, and when you're in that peak state of being, then taking action. That's the key. And as you do that, you'll find that you actually take more higher leveraged action to where things happen easier rather than kind of nose to the grindstone and just work, grind, but there's no direction to it. So inspired action is really more about understanding your ability to bridge these two by generating the feeling before you go into it, by knowing you choose your own state of being. You can make a choice right now that you're going to feel a certain way, and you will start to feel that way. It's just that the way our mind works is normally we give ourselves permission. We say, when this thing comes into my life, when XYZ happens, then I give myself permission to feel good. In reality, you can feel good right now by deciding that that's your preferred state of being and that's who you prefer to be. As you do that, then you decide to take action. You take action consistently, and as you do that, you'll start to associate more pleasure with it. It'll become easier to do, and you find that with time and repetition, you start to get massive results. I want to share with you that action is a game changer. You start to take massive action towards your desires, towards what you want to do, things will start to change very quickly because you start to embody the best version of yourself. In a way, you're proving to yourself that you have the work ethic to do it, that you really want it. Normally, we become wishy-washy. We're like, oh, I want this, but I don't know if I want to put in the time and the energy for it. Well, then we get a direct reflection in our life that's like, yeah, that's how you feel about it, so therefore, you get what you put into it. You put 100% into your passion, you decide to do it, and you will start to get a bigger reflection in your life. I've always said this, in order to create your part-time hustle into your full-time, you have to treat it like your full-time, which meant that for a long time, I had to go to a 40-hour-a-week job, and I had to create videos for about 35 to 40 hours a week, and I did that for about 4 months before I made the decision to leave my job. Now, the same way, what you can do is take inspired action. When it comes to inspired action, also realize, I've realized in my own life that anytime there's something that I'm doing, if I feel a certain state of being before I go into it, the result normally is a reflection of that. So I remember that recently there was something I wanted to get done. I think I wanted to get my pictures taken, and I had a friend that said that she would do it, and it was like something that I had to keep forcing. I was like, so when are we going to do it? When are we going to do it? Originally we had an appointment, then it got canceled, and I just kept asking, when are we going to do it? You know? And I felt like I was forcing the situation. So what I decided to do was just to simply let it go. And the moment I let it go, all of a sudden now there's other opportunities where I have opportunities to go get my pictures done and, you know, get a photographer in with me. So you see, as you let go of something, and if you have to force it, normally that's something you want to stay away from. You want to go into more where energy is just flowing, where it feels more meant to be. And as you make that decision, you'll find that things happen easier and easier. So remember, all you have to do to bridge and start to feel inspired action is to line up the emotion before you go into the action, to take the highest leverage action you can take every day. And as you do that, you'll start to see massive results. Remember that every situation is neutral. You can associate pleasure with taking action, and as you do that, you'll find that you actually enjoy the process. The more you do it, the easier it gets and the more creativity you feel, and from there you will start to see massive results. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already. Also, hit that little notification gear next to the subscribe button so that you're able to see the daily videos that I do. Also, I put a free PDF inside the description box on the top 3 advanced law of attraction techniques that have changed my life, so feel free to check that out as well. And other than that, I will see you guys on the next video. Peace, much love, namaste.